Render on observation, the universe that wakes when you look. Imagine walking through a virtual world, a video game so vast, so detailed, so beautiful, and yet behind the curtain, the game isn't rendering every tree, every stone, every distant cliff. It's only rendering what you're looking at. Everything else? It exists only as potential. Code waiting to become form. Now, imagine the universe does the same, that reality itself. Everything you see, touch, feel, and believe to be solid is not continuously present but summoned into clarity only when you look. This is the heart of the render on observation theory. A theory not born from fiction, but from the edges of quantum physics, from the spaces where certainty dissolves and the rules begin to break. At the center of this idea is a simple, strange truth. Observation changes reality. In the double-slit experiment, particles behave like waves until you observe them. Once observed, they collapse into form. From potential to particle, from question to answer, the act of seeing creates what is seen. So what if this isn't just a quantum quirk? What if it scales upward? Not just to particles, but to the stars, to your desk, to the person next to you, to the moon? Is the moon still there when no one looks? Einstein said yes. Quantum mechanics shrugs. Consider this. If a video game can optimize itself, only rendering what's needed to save memory, why not the universe? Why waste energy building the everything when only a sliver is being experienced? At any given moment, why keep the shadows behind you in full resolution if no one will ever turn around? The render on observation hypothesis suggests that the universe is efficient, that it's responsive, and that it's interactive. Reality isn't a static painting, it's a live feed, but one that starts streaming only when you tune in. Picture a forest at night. You walk between trees. Their bark feels rough, the leaves rustle. The moonlight is soft, but is that sensory detail coming from the world? Or is it being constructed the moment your senses demand it? What if those leaves didn't exist in crisp resolution until you stepped closer? What if the sound of the wind is generated only because you were there to hear it? This isn't just metaphor, it's how quantum mechanics behaves. Under scrutiny, particles do not settle until they are measured, until attention collapses them into existence. And this leads us into fiction, or perhaps a fiction becoming reality, because many virtual reality systems already do this. A tree behind you, it doesn't exist as a full object, just a placeholder until you turn around. A distant mountain, just fog and suggestion until your camera points at it. If code can do that, why not atoms? If simulations can fake permanence, why not the cosmos? This is where science fiction blurs into physics, and we begin to ask, do we live in a simulation? Or worse, do we live in something that behaves like one without needing a programmer? Because this theory doesn't require code or creators, only consciousness. or something that functions like it. A rock doesn't need to be real until someone or something tries to touch it. A distant star doesn't need to burn until we point our telescope and demand to see it. And so we are no longer passive inhabitants of a physical realm. We become participants, co-authors, observers who shape the very page by reading it. Some physicists believe this is the key to nature's elegance, that the universe isn't wasteful, that it conserves energy by only solidifying what's noticed. That distant nebula, it's only data until someone opens the lens, and your living room behind your head, just a blueprint waiting for you to turn around. Reality becomes recursive, looping through perception, rebuilding itself for each point of view. And if you stop observing, does it stop rendering? What happens when the observer disappears? When we die, does the world keep loading for others? Or does our window into the simulation simply close? Perhaps consciousness continues, perhaps it migrates, or perhaps observation never truly ends, only transforms. Some believe that death is just a transition to another rendered realm, a different engine, new rules, new physics, new resolution, a sequel written by the same interactive force. The render on observation theory isn't a scientific law. Not yet, but it asks dangerous questions. And it offers one radical truth. You are not watching the universe. You are generating it. Your gaze brings stars into being. Your touch anchors molecules into place. And your thoughts are part of the rendering process. You are the player, the camera, and the code, and the world responds to your presence. So next time you blink, next time you walk into a room and feel the shadows shift, remember, you might not be stepping into a place that was always there. You might be stepping into a world that is loading just for you. And behind everything you see, a whisper of code waits patiently to become real only when you arrive.